Ooh, it's a super windy day, and I will show you, as promised, what's on the other side of the garden in the wild section beyond the wooden screens and the archway. So first up, we have this Amimagus. That's the white flowers that I've staked up. And I have a grapevine that has little tiny baby grapes. I'll show you. So the grapes aren't the best. They are sweet, but they've got large seeds in them. So my plan is to make some jam. This grapevine was there even when I moved in. It's a mature, nice large one. And that's a Lismechia. At least I think that's what it's called. It's the red campion. This here is my pride and joy. This is my 3-tiered planter that I planted up on a rainy day, and I'm so proud of it. This is meant to tie up the 2 different sections of my garden, but really, I'm just happy it's here. So the top tier has a white armeria. The middle tier is this profusion of pinks and apricots. This here is a pink petunia. I did a previous planting video with all of the varieties. I can no longer remember them clearly. There's also this gorgeous apricot calibrachoa. There's a sort of a lavender mimesia. There is a verbena, which is another apricot. I think it was called peach lanai. And this here is a Swan River daisy. I started it from seed, forgot all about it. It got stretched out and then planted only one out. But it's this beautiful mauve color, and it just sits there. And I think it does kind of set off the other pink colors beautifully. And I think next year I might consider it in a bigger arrangement. This here is a lavender eryngium. Oh, sorry, it is an erigeron. It's a bit flopped over, but I'm going to just trim it later on and give it a water and a feed. This is a orange osteospermum. That's the coral petunia, and all together it's a I think it makes a lovely combination. And I still think that blue Swan River daisy looks like a little jewel. Next up is this huge, massive head, or rather massive cabbage with a small head. This is my winter cabbage. All of my cabbages suffered. This is the only one that survived. I can harvest it soon, I think. Yeah, I just sat there through winter. I also have these raised planters. So this is a chive that's gone to flower, and those are black seeds in there. This is a Russian sage which has sort of perennialized and has come back for me this year. It's tall. I'm going to cut it down and use it for a flower arrangement that I'll show you next. There's a few strawberries in here with pretty pink flowers. This is the only strawberries that have not suffered too much in the heat. There's another strawberry bed that's pretty much died down. Okay, so now we are in the veg patch. There's been lots of failures this year, mainly because I've not been able to get around to watering and tidying up as I should. This is a shot from much earlier in spring when I planted out my cauliflowers. There you can see in the background the Colette. I think this was back in mid-May, and look at them now. I'm really proud of the Colette too, it's massive. Okay, these are my potatoes. Not exactly a success story, they're still tiny, forgot to water them, what can you do? The next planter has some time, the thyme is doing really well obviously, and I need to get rid of other failures. And in a few pots right next door, I've got I think it's an Italian cypress or lemon cypress. It's got amazing smelling foliage. This one is a Arthur Bell rose. It's a hybrid tea rose. My dahlia, I think it's a pink cafe au lait. I'll show you when it blooms. Yeah, I can't resist touching the Italian lemon cypress. It's amazing smell. This here is a honeywort. I've grown it from seed. I can't wait to cut it for arrangements soon. And lastly, in a row, At the back, I've got more roses. I did, I think, introduce them in my rose tour. That there is my Vanessa Bell. There are more established plants at the back. That includes a fig tree. And in this corner, I have got the Augusta Lewis rose. It's massive. It's as big as my hand. I love it. It's so fragrant. And here's another big bloom. It's a massive big bloom. So I'm going to cut them for the vase soon. I'm just showing it to you before I do that. And finally, on the other section, on the blue section of the garden, I've got the Veronica's bloom this week. So I've got the white ones and I've got the pink and neon green. I cut some snapdragons. Okay, so I'm back now at where... Now I am back at the entrance of the garden. There's a lot of work to do, so there's more deadheading to be done, more trimming, keeping it in shape. I don't know whether I can do it all, but I think the most important thing is to look back at, your efforts, celebrate your successes, and just kick back and enjoy and do what you can.